Okay, starting preparations for the Lions. They've been close in every ball game. 3 points, I think, on Thursday. 2 points against us. We had to go down in the end of a game, so we're gonna have to play well. We need to go out and be good on all three phases. They got terrific special teams. 6 really good players on their special teams. The offensive line is a big, powerful group. Flowers is a terrific rusher, and they got some big guys inside, so we're going to have to do a good job with them. Questions?
Look like a lighter practice today. Is that just with the 2 games coming up?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we've been checking the, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. We've had some pretty physical games, overtimes, and things like that, so we just backed it down a little bit today.
With Pierce coming back, are you expecting that he could be playing this Sunday, or what's the
I
time?
hope so.
Mike, what have those lighter practices or the vet days done for you as a tool to just keep the teams fresher as you get later into these parts of the season?
Yeah, it's hard for me anyway, but we do have some older players that we have to take care of, but there's a fine line with some of the young guys that are playing, so they don't get as good a work as what they would, but I think it's important that we continue to try to stay fresh, and we have we've been doing a little bit more on Wednesdays this year than we have in the past. So, like I told them this morning, they've been emptying their buckets for me and for them each and every week. So I'm trying to take care of them so they can do that again on Sunday.
Mike, where's Darisaw at? I don't think we got any sort of injury update on him when he left the game there in the.
He's got a little ankle. I mean, we'll see.
Did he end up practicing? I mean, you guys did a walkthrough today, so.
Yeah, no.
Coach, how long did it take you before you had to, you're old school, to adjust to this new wave of not pounding guys?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I have two little angels or devils or whatever you call them on my shoulders. Our strength coach who does Josh Hinkst, who does a really good job of charting the effort from the GPS systems, and then our trainer Eric Sugarman. So they talk to me a lot about what we've done, our cumulative stuff to this point, and they actually talked me into it today, both of them. I had them both in my office this morning.
2 angels perched on the same shoulder there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're angels or devils, but they're both saying the same thing today. So, and usually I'm the one saying the opposite most of the time. Tell them we better win, or it's.
Mike, with Dalvin being out, Alexander obviously, I don't know about obviously, but I assume he probably will get more touches. But how do you envision Kene being involved perhaps in the run game and even on passing downs perhaps too?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it more as the week goes on, but he'll go in there and spell them, kind of like what we've done with Madison. Try to figure out the things that he's doing really good and hopefully use them in those.
Mike, in the past, have you seen defenses react differently to play action, whether Dalvin is in the game or not?
In general, or with us?
With you guys, when Dalvin's on the field versus when he's not?
Typically, we get a lot more shell saying, hey, we're not going to worry about the run. We're going to play a lot more coverage types of things. You're going to get a little bit more two-man. First and second down, you're going to get a lot more cover 2 and things like that, yeah.
Mike, in your first 7 years, you guys in each season lost a game by at least 13 points. You really haven't had a clunker to say this season. I mean, all 6 losses by 8 points or less. How do you look at that? Do you look at it like, hey, that shows we can play with anyone, or do you look at it more like we got to start winning some of these close games to be in the mix?
Well, I think if we would have had a clunker, it probably would have been last Sunday. After an emotional win, going back to the West Coast, playing a good team on the road. So I think that I think it shows this team likes to compete. We've got the right kind of guys that will go out there and compete each and every day, and hopefully we don't have any of those clunkers. Hopefully we win some by 13. It'd be nice.
Mike, when it comes to Kene's speed, there are guys who are 4.3, but they're just straight fast, and then it seems like he has much more to that, more football speed. I guess what's the difference, and how do you get a sense for that, based on who they are as a player, not just kind of that 4.3 number?
I think the biggest thing there is that you see him against the other guys. You know, you see the acceleration and running away from fast guys. You know, some guys, you know, when they put the pads on, they're 4.5, not 4.3. So, but if you see him running away from fast players, typically you know they're pretty fast. You know, like JJ. You know, you see him run away from fast guys. Football speed and track speed. You know, it's two different things, really.
Along those lines, what is the difference for a guy who's a solid kick returner like Kene now getting thrust into the offense?
Well, I think, you know, that's his goal. I think that he wants to get involved more in the offense. He was in like a few plays last week and one carry. But, you know, I don't think he really wants to be satisfied being a kick returner. He wants to be involved in the offense, and, you know, we'll find some ways to use him.
With the run game where it's been at like, the last couple, maybe last year, is there anything you want to see that unit have maybe like reinvent itself or do differently to kind of get back on track?
Well, we haven't been as good against the run in the last couple of weeks, or versus the run, with the run in the last couple of weeks. So, you know, I feel like that, you know, we're getting a lot of people penetrating on us, so we have to stop the penetration. That's been one of the biggest things. We have to come off the ball and finish and, you know, be able to get some guys cut on the backside. But I don't know that we're, on the front side, we're getting too much penetration, and we have to eliminate that.
Who was the fastest football speed player that you ever coached?
Dion.
Second place.
Well, we had Rocket Ishmael. He was pretty
Oh,
fast. He does ESPN now. Receiver from Ohio State. Joey Galloway was fast.
yeah.
There's a lot of them. I've coached against a lot of them too.
Mike, what have you seen from Ezra Cleveland in his development at guard this year?
Yeah, he's done really well. He, you know, he doesn't say much. He just kind of does his job. He been very efficient in everything. Good with the communication. Good with pass protection. You know, like I say, they all, not just him, but all of them need to, you know, when we are running a zone play or a double team play, we need to be a little bit more aggressive coming. I don't know if it's pads down or finish the front side a little bit more, and then on the back side we have to be able to cut these guys off. But he's done a nice job.
When you see Detroit play, what stands out about what's best of them? Because their record kind of distracts you.
Yeah, you can't really look at the record because they've had so many close games. I mean, we had to come back in a 2-minute drill to beat them. You know, we fumbled the ball at the end of the game, had a chance to put it away, and then we let them score and get a 2-point conversion. They are very, very good at running the football. They're very good at double teams. They're very good at pulling guys, guards and tackles. You know, could be the backside fullback. They do a good job of that. Swift is a terrific back. You know, they're really good on screens. They can push the ball down the field with some of their play action passes, and defensively they give you a lot of fronts. So and they're very stout. You know, in the last 3 ball games, they're averaging giving up, I think, 14.3 points per game. They haven't let anybody score 20 points on them in the last 3 games. They've had 6 turnovers in the last 3 games. So they're playing really good. Coverage-wise, they do a really good job of disguising. They pretty much play right and left, but the safeties hold the shell until they're ready to get into it. And you know, they got some powerful rushers. And in special teams, they got 6 BWs.
Do you have any update on if you think Anthony Barr will be able to go on
I don't
Sunday night?
know. I'm hopeful. I don't know.
What's a BW?
I can't say it, but it ends with wolf.
I'm gonna look that up on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I just made that up. So that's a Kentucky dictionary.
Mike, how much have you been in touch with Dan Campbell just as he tries to get this thing turned around?
None. I mean, other than when we played him, but that was about it. No.
Goff looked like he was coming off maybe his best game of the season, that one against the Bears. How do you feel
Actually,
like
he played really well against the Rams. I thought he did. You know, he had one interception in the end zone, but I thought he played really, really well against the Rams, and he took good care of the ball against the Bears. Yeah, I think he, for a while there he was hurt, so he was struggling throwing the ball a little bit, but I think he's healthy now, and they've just come off a extra mini bye or whatever you want to call it.